Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. Today we're going to balance Diablo 3, or at least that's the hope. So this is going to be a full and in-depth leaderboard analysis. We're going to look at all the best builds, we're going to look at all the worst builds, we're going to crunch some numbers, we're going to go through things in quite a bit of detail. It's going to be a longer video than normal. It's going to throw up, I think, some interesting things. So it's kind of a little bit like a feedback video, I guess, for the devs, maybe just a little bit of a where are we in the game. And obviously this is season 23. Because we've got these individual leaderboard filters now, we can actually go through this, which is awesome. Before we do start ourselves off though, today's video is not specifically sponsored by Aniba, but they've been really good to me with the advert that we did in the last video, so I will put the link in the description. If you like cheap video games, do check out Aniba. They sell discount codes, which is obviously pretty pog. But other than that, let's jump in and take a look. Now, this surprised me actually looking today. The best build of season 23 is actually Necro with a 147. Now, obviously, one of the issues we've got when we look at the leaderboards like this is that some people have got crazy high Paragon, which is why we're going to also consider the bottom of the boards, and we're going to do that for all the sets and all the classes. And we're gonna add them up. We're gonna do some number crunching. So don't worry. Obviously, I appreciate some of these players have got high Paragon, but 3.3k is not well. I mean, for me, it's massive, but compared to some of the other people on these boards, you know, it's not the highest. Let's put it that way. But 3.3k Paragon will get you a 147 on Bone Spear, which is obviously obscenely high. It is 122 if you want to get on the Necro board again with Bone Spear. So what about the rest of the Necro? Well, Rathma, which has been the new rework set, I guess is probably a little disappointing. 128, and this is with 4k Paragon nearly, and we're just about getting 128 cleared. So we were kind of hoping this would have been better. You just need a cool 100 to get on here on the Rathma board. So it's not, you know, not the hardest thing in the world. Under 800 Paragon, if you fancy jumping on Rathma, you can immortalize yourself a little bit. And now we come probably to the worst build in the entire game, or certainly worst set in the entire game, and this is the Tragul's Avatar. This breaks my heart. It is my favourite suit in the game. 3.9k Paragon to clear a measly 114. I mean, oof, ouch. And guys, if you want on this board, just turn up. There's still 300 spaces left. You just need to clear GR1 and you will get on. I mean, that, you know, think of the fact that Necro is the most popular, well, not the most popular, the strongest individual build in the game, and still only 695 people have cleared this. If that doesn't say this set needs some significant love, I don't really know what it is. It's Corpse Lance anyway, just in case we were wondering. Rathman's obviously Army of the Dead. There's no option for that. Narius does have options. You can play a lot of different things on this. I think Limitless is chucking in at 3.5k Paragon and doing a bit of Corpse Explosion in Narius. You know, fair play, good effort. In Narius to get on, still not particularly massive. I think this is like a Grim Scythe type build, but yeah, 1000 Paragon to clear 60. I'm sure, you know, again, this is a very achievable one to get onto, but not much love from Narius. Pestilence 120 again, 4.3k Paragon this time, and look at this godly gear. This is a Corpse Lance build, which is obviously kind of how Pestilence works. I mean, that is insane gear. 120 cleared for that, and then 45 to get on. So again, a pretty comfortable board if you want to jump on Necro and try and get on. And I think this guy's used just basically anything and the Reaver to flip Land of the Dead. But yeah, that's Pestilence. Bone Spear we've done, which was 147 down to 122. And then Lod. This is interesting. This used to be Grim Scythe, Poison Scythe, but it is now looking like Corpse Explosion is rocking. So 3.2k Paragon to get a 135. We actually did a challenge on stream last week where we only used the Lod Gem and had to build around all the items that we found. We ended up playing Corpse Explosion. It is pretty strong. Now, it is kind of mixed in here. We've got quite a few mages, Legacy Dreams mages. This has never been my favourite build. It's so super squishy. But yeah, 95 if you want to get onto the Legacy Dreams Necro board. So next, I think in second, I've got my notes here. We've got Wizard, which I'll be honest, I was expecting this to be top when I started off this process. 4.1k Paragon, Firebirds, mirror images, you know the drill. 134, this is the most competitive board in the game, hardest one to get onto. And yeah, mirror images, Firebirds, and pretty much every build along here is going to look, I'd say, near enough identical. Veers, this again surprised me. This is probably a little stronger than I thought it might have been. 134 with just under 3k Paragon. It's a decent amount. And then some really nice speed builds here at the bottom. 90s. Again, Limitless showing up here, bashing out 90 in 2 minutes. So, you know, if you want those gem ups on Wizard, Veers is the way to go. DMO, I think this is going to be Energy Twister. So we've got a 130 with 3k Paragon, which is, you know, again, pretty good. But there aren't many people playing DMO because, you know, given how busy Wizard is, there is loads of people playing Wizard, obviously, this season. And you've only got to clear yourself a 55 to get it. I mean, the board is filled out, so that is something. But again, I would suggest there's something mechanically maybe about DMO as to why it's only got a 55. Towels, which was the starting set. We've got our hero here, Wadijo. He has done a Frozen Orb with 2.75 Paragon, 128, and then at the bottom, I think again we've got Frozen Orb as well. Towels, Frozen Orb, much better than DMO, but again, considering how many wizards there are, it's you know, it's only 800 Paragonish still. So I don't know. Typhonsville, which is actually the second most competitive build to get on as the wizard. 128 is the top clear, 3.1k Paragon. Most of the Hydra builds are pretty much the same, and a 104. So again, probably the second hardest wizard build to get on. Second hardest. My phone's going off. I knew I should have left it outside. Yeah, second hardest one to get on. You know, which is, I don't know, Hydra. I've always said it's underrated. I think it is getting a bit more community attention now. Legacy of Dreams. This again is going to be Energy Twister. I think this probably would have been Hydra previously, but yeah, Twisters is looking the way to go for solo, and I think the bottom is also running Twisters as well. So yeah, Twister for your Legacy of Dreams wizard. So next up we have got the Crusader. This also has got a 144 Harry Potter, 5k Paragon on the season. Wow, pretty juicy. And this is AoV shotgun. I mean, they've tried to address shotgun several times. It still is out of control. 144 is not so. And then at the bottom, again, it's shotgun. I think there is the odd bomb clear in here. Yeah, so Invoker, a calm bomb. You know, there's a bit of a mix in this board, but yeah, 117 overall to get on. Speaking of bomb, we've got 137 to top that. 3.3k Paragon. So again, you know, Invokers, a calm, Norvalds, all that kind of stuff. And then at the bottom, a 113. Again, it is bomb. I'm pretty sure all of these are con clears of bomb. I don't think there's any other build on there. Thorns, I thought this might be a little higher. It's 2.5k Paragon, sorry, 124. I thought this might have gone a little higher. And then it's only, it's 75 to get on the bottom at 1200 Paragon. And this guy looks like it's some kind of Thorns bomb, but without the con stuff. Yeah, 75 if you want on Invoker. Now, Roland Sweepsader, 124, which isn't too bad. Nearly 3k Paragon. I want to say I'm friends with this guy, Aravel. He's obviously pretty good. Maybe I'm not. It's not hard. Maybe it is. He's not in the clan, but yeah, I think he is. Good clear. And then a 93 to get us on the bottom with only 600 Paragon. So, you know, Sweepsader's, I don't know, maybe a little underrated. Seeker of the Light, which is the hammers. We have got a 3.2k Paragon player with some pretty sick-ass gear. And that is getting us 121. So one of the weaker builds in the game. And yeah, this is probably one of the easier builds to get on. Not just a show-up one, but it is GR35. So yeah, just basically put the suit on. If you've got the pieces and you've got more than 200 or 300 Paragon, you should be able to get on there. Aegis of Valor shotgun, we've covered the 144, which is nutso. And then, yeah, we've had a look at this guy as well. 112. Absolutely insanely powerful build still. And then for Legacy Dreams, it is Legacy Dreams Bomb, which I haven't played. I haven't tried this one yet. This is one of the few builds in the game I'm yet to put together. But again, pretty much most of the way through the board, it's going to be LOD Bomb. Now, with the 6-piece bonuses on some of these boards that aren't overly popular, we're seeing a lot of stuff like this. So this is basically, it's not using Legacy Dreams, but it's not using a 6-piece set. So it's got basically 4 pieces of a Khan, 4 pieces of Invoker, the Norvald set. So you're basically just missing your 6-piece mod off, but sticking a load of other modifiers together. But I think the first proper LOD one, yeah, is Bomb. But again, it's not fully filled out. So that is Crusader. Now next we've got the Barbarian, which is a 139 from Guts, who I think used to be MVP, used to be Shadowstorm. I might be wrong on that. But anyway, 4K Paragon, Whirlwind, always been very, very strong for the Barb. Pretty competitive. You need to just get yourself a 121 just to get to the party. What was that? 1.1K Paragon. Obviously, pretty good clear. Barb, you know, has got again one of the weakest builds in the game here on the Raycore Barb. It's, you know, like the build itself isn't terrible. We've got 2.7K Paragon 120, which obviously is pretty low, but again, this is the only other build, only other board here that isn't fully filled out. So again, if you want, you know, there's 10 specs left, guys. You know, if you want to clear yourself a GR2 or a GR1, just put the Raycore pieces on, and you can immortalize yourself for a little while anyway. Might of the Earth, the Leap Quick Barb. I pushed this last season. One of my favorites in the game for Defo. Yeah, this is Leap Quick, 4.2K Paragon at 130. NordVPN, more sponsors. And then at the bottom, I think it's Slam. Yeah, we've got Might of the Earth Slam Barb. So that's kind of nice. We've got 2 different builds. And there's obviously a bit of a mix of Slam and Leap Quick in here. Wrath of the Race 139 we've covered. 120 is what you need to get on there. IK, this again is probably one of the poorer performing ones. 124 is not too bad. 2.1K Paragon, so it's not like a bazillion miles away. It's Hammer of the Ancients IK Barb. I'm guessing at the bottom it will also be, oh no, so this is a Charge Barb. We've got IK Raycore mixed together. That's fun. I mean, this was a build that I liked a long time ago. If this could make a comeback, that would be nice. But yeah, there's a few mixes in here. Hota, a few Raycore and Hota mixed together. Frenzy Barb, which is always popular. This is 131 clear, 2.4K Paragon to get yourself to the top of this board. And I think fairly competitive on the bottom, 108. About 1,000 Paragons. So again, this is a fairly filled out board, obviously a popular build and playstyle. And for the Legacy of Dreams, or no 6-piece set, the top is going to be 3.3K Paragon Legacy of Dreams Hota, which has been obviously properly put together. And I think this is one of the wacky ones. Yeah, we get to the bottom and we've got a Rend Barb doing Whirlwind to apply the Rend with Ambos, but we're just not using the 6-piece of Wrath of the Waste, but the rest of it is fine. Is that bug? What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Maybe that's bugged, because that shouldn't be here, should it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, we've got the Immortal King Pants. They've snuck them in. Yes, we've got 5 Whirlwind pieces and an IK Pants just to deactivate the bonus. You would have been better with Hexing Pants, bro. Never mind. But yeah, I think there's all sorts of stuff in here. There's like a Savage set again where someone's just deactivated the 6-piece bonus by not taking the full ones. A Raycore one again. So there's all sorts of weird stuff in this Barb one. But anyway, no 6-piece. It's a 60 to get on. So set yourself up a decent Legacy of Dreams build. You'll cruise up that one. Next, again with 139 is Monk. And guys, well, there's a bit of a glitch here. It sometimes does this. It's loaded the Barb one up again. Let's just flick on to Raiment and then back onto Overall, and that should clear it. 139, 5K Paragon. Oof, that is a lot. I mean, you never would have guessed it would be Tempest Rush, would you, for Monk? But yeah, Polished Tempest Rush 139. The bottom, give you a guess. Oh, I tell you what, actually, tell a lie. It could be Could be Wave of Light. No, it is Tempest Rush. I think there's a Wave of Light guy somewhere here. Wave of Light player. I might be wrong. Maybe these are all posh. Yeah, it looks all posh. So yeah. This is the second worst build in the game. The Raiment of 1,000 Storms. 117 is his second lowest clear in the entire thing. Starting set for the monk. 3.6k Paragon as well. My god, you've got to be dedicated to want to do that. Chuck Boris, this is definitely one of the best character names I've seen in a while. Chuck has got on with 400 Paragon. Again, well played. He unlocked primals at 70 just with 55 seconds. And he said, screw it, I'm not playing this anymore. And he didn't come back to it. Chuck, come on, come back. You can do better, man. Get yourself up that board. Yeah, Raymond is terrible. Monkey King Garb. So this is Sun Wukong. Give you a guess what the top build is? Yeah, it's Tempest Rush. How did you get it? How did you know? At the bottom, this might be Wave of Light. No, it's Tempest Rush again. I'm sure there's a Wave of Light guy. There we go. A Wave of Light. There's a few Wave of Lights mixed in here, but it is mostly Tempest Rush. It's a 96. And that was with 600 Paragon. So obviously, yeah, Tempest Rush pretty strong. Ulianas, which I think a lot of the community were hoping would get buffed this last cycle, which it didn't. 3.6k Paragon is clearing 125. Obviously, it still needs some love. 80 to get on the board. 600 Paragon. It's again one of the more comfortable ones to get on. You know, but still, obviously very popular. You know, an 80 is fairly high for the bottom of some of these not so powerful sets. Inner's Mantra. Guess what the top build uses for Inner's Mantra? Yeah, it's Tempest Rush. We're seeing a theme here, aren't we? Now at the bottom, it may well be Wave of Light. It looks like a Inner Generator Monk. That's interesting. I think it was Wave of Light when I scripted this. Let's have a look. Now Tempest Rush again. I'm sure there's a Wave of Light player somewhere. There we go. Danish Crazies. Hippo's Vein. Anywho, there's a bit of a mix of stuff in here, but it is dominated by Tempest Rush. Hands of Justice. It's Tempest Rush. 112 to get on the bottom and 139 on the top. No 6-piece bonus. What do you think, if you could have a guess, is going to be the top build on Legacy of Dreams for Monk? Shock horror. It is Tempest Rush. So we've got 4 out of the 6 boards. We all use the same skill on Monk. Yeah, there is some Wave of Light mixed up in here at the lower end of stuff. But yeah, again, it is pretty much dominated. We've got a lot of people doing speed builds. But as soon as you get anywhere up near the top end of stuff, I'm saying now that's Wave of Light as well. It's just these top dudes, I guess, who are doing the Tempest Rush. Tempest Rush, man, for the win. Next up, we've got Witch Doctor. 1-3. This surprised me. This is pretty beastly clear from code here. 4k Paragon, which is obviously a lot. Zuni's has always been powerful. It's just a little squishy. So maybe the follower changes have helped this out a little bit. Quite a bit of spread on Witch Doctor. 107 with Mundanugu, which has recently been nerfed into the ground, with an attack speed reduction and also the damage reduction as well. So 107 to get us on there. Now, if we look at Jade, we've got Cody's going to be at the top of a lot of these, I think. So 4k Paragon, at the time 128 on Jade. There's only really the one way to play Jade, I think. And 50 to get on. 200 Paragons. Again, one of the easier boards. Velk in the clan has managed to get on. He obviously was in a different clan at the time, but well done, buddy. You snuck on there. You know. Oh, look. So, look, we've got a copycat. Filthy Casual. That's not me. I haven't played Jade. Helltooth Harness, which has been buffed recently, which is now Zombie Bears again. Code 4.2k Paragon, 130 clear for that one. And then fully filled out at the bottom with fill, so that worked out quite well, didn't it? 85 with, what was that, 600 Paragon-ish to get on. So fairly popular. Zuni's was the 138, which is the top one. And then it is actually 65 to get on. Again, 800 Paragons. So Zuni's a pretty doable board. Spirit of Arakir, this is again probably one of the weaker performing builds. We've got a 4k Paragon clear from Code with 122 cleared. And then way down at the bottom, we've got a 50 with only 400 Paragon. So again, similar theme across lots of these Witch Doctor stuff. You know, if you want to get on a board, it's maybe the one of the easier ones to do. Code has top cleared on the Mundanugu Witch Doctor with a 134, and we have got a 106 at the bottom. So Mundanugu again, fully filled out, the most competitive Witch Doctor board, I think. Now for the Lod, we've got Lod's Dagger of Darts, 136, 4.3k Paragon, and then at the bottom only 55, so not too bad to get on here. Again, 1500. This isn't Lod, it is basically just using Zunimasa 3 pieces, so up to the 4 pieces Zunimasa and then all guilds. But I guess you'll find, yeah, some Lod Dagger of Darts stuff pretty much most of the way up. So that is the Witch Doctor. So coming in last, dead last. This surprised me again. I thought maybe this would have been a little better, and there are tons of people playing DH this season, trust me. 5k Paragon that clears a 136, so obviously tons of juice. Fairly competitive, fairly well bunched up. It is 121 if you want to get yourself on the Demon Hunter board, and this presumably will all pretty much be God DHs. So here we go, we've got another clan member. There we go, Filthy Casual Clan. Well in, buddy. It's not bad. Yeah, and that is God. Marauder, we've got 122, and this is at 3k Paragon. It is Hungering Arrow, so that's God on Hungering Arrow, Marauder on Hungering Arrow. Beginning to feel a little bit like Monk, this, isn't it? And then 66 to get us on the Marauder. That is with Natalia's, or is this straight Marauder? It is straight Marauder. I want to say the bottom was an N6 M4. Is it this guy? No, these are all looking straight Marauder. There probably will be some N6 M4 in there. Oh no, that's Natalia's, isn't it? Marauders 4, you divvy. Right, Shadow, we've got a 130. This is with 3.6k Paragon. Some lovely Shadow gear here. Look at all those red boxes. And then a cool 100 to get us on with 900 Paragon. Yeah. UE. Guess what UE is? It's Hungering Arrow. Devouring Arrow. Again. So 3.4k Paragon is clearing a 125 on the UE, and a cool 100 to get on a multi-shot build, which is obviously a bit more of a kind of classic UE build. Natalia's. What do you think Natalia's is going to be? 129. We've got 5k Paragon. It's Hungering Arrow again. So pretty sick gear, lots of nice red. But yeah, Hungering Arrow again for Natalia's. And then at the bottom, is this N6 M4? This is what I was... No, that is straight up Natalia's. So is it the next person? What have we got here? We've got Natalia's and Orgild's. I'm sure, I was convinced there's an N6 M4 somewhere. What's the bottom? Is it this one? Natalia's, Marauders. There we go. We finally found an N6 M4. It's not like I'm obsessed or anything. And the Amazon dude has just arrived to bring me packages, which is nice. Dreadland, we went through, I think 136 to 121 is the spread on that. And then Lod Rapid Fire. This really isn't my favourite build. Well played. 3k Paragon to clear 126. And then again, this is one with tons of shenanigans at the bottom. No 6-piece God build with a Marauder helm at the bottom. Yeah, I think there's some other wacky stuff. There's a few low Lod ones. There's all sorts of stuff here, like Shadows and Marauders mixed together. Just no 6-piece, but basically a GR61 will get you on that particular board. Right, that is all of the numbers. What does this tell us? Well, it tells us that not all the boards are full. So, I mean, it strikes me as very, very unusual. Or you know, this is definitely an area for attention. Oh look, have a few people come on this? Maybe it's at 695. But yeah, this board isn't full. The Necromancer Tragul's avatar is not full, and neither is the Barbarian Raycore. So they are the two least popular builds in the game. So, you know, I mean, that is a starting point. I would be looking to address them. That is kind of interesting. Now, if we look at the max clears Obviously, it is number 1 Necro with 147. We've got Wizard on 2 with 144. We've then got Crusader on 144, just a couple of seconds slower as well, actually, so that is pretty close. We've got Monk on 5 with 139, and then Witch Doctor 138, and then DH on 136. Now, that doesn't always tell the story, because you can get people with crazy Paragon, you can get people with crazy gear. Now, if we look at the minimum to get on, obviously this is kind of heavily impacted by who is playing, but it is Wizard is the hardest one to get on with a 134. Next actually is going to be Necro with 122, so it was Necro 1, Wizard 2, but when you look at the bottom of the boards, it's Wizard 1, Necro 2. Again, that's probably because everybody is playing Wizard this season. Now 3, and this is where the Demon Hunter really picks up. It is 121 just to get on the Demon Hunter board. So if you look at the minimum, this is actually the 3rd. So obviously it's got the weakest overall clear, but pretty competitive still. Same for Barb actually. It's 121 to get on. Z-Barb and ZDH are both popular, so there's going to be lots of players and pretty well geared. Now Crusader is next in, is this 5th? This is 5th, yeah. 117 to get on the Crusader board in 5th. And then what have we got? We've got Monk with only 112, so I guess that means that not many people are playing Monk. 112 to get on there. And then last place, no surprise to me at all, Witch Doctor community is peeved with the state of the class on 107. So, you know, if you don't look at the top clears and you look at the bottom clears to get on the boards, Witch Doctor is the worst class and the least best performing. But I still would say that's probably not going to give us the full story here. We can go a little deeper. We can do one more layer of depth at least. So if we take all of these top clears on Firebirds, Veers, DMO, Tals, Typhon's Veil, and the Lod and add them together and divide them by 6, we get an average of 133, and that is the best average across all of the 6 boards. The average winner is Wizard. Now in second, and this is super surprising, super surprising, if you add all these Witch Doctor clears up, so the Raymond, the Helltooth, the Zuni, Arakir, Mundanugu, and Lod, you get an average of 131. That is only 2 behind Wizard. That absolutely blew my mind. I did not think Witch Doctor would be that high at all. Also is Crusader. If you add up all this Crusader stuff, Khan, Invoker, Sweep Crusader, Hammers, AoV, Lod, you get to 131. So again, pretty competitive. Barb, we get 128 when we add Raycore, Might of the Earth, Waste, IK, Savage, and Lod. Again, these are all the top clears added together. DH again is exactly the same. It's 128 in 5th, and then 6th is Monk with 127 when we add all these things up, and then last place Necro. So when we add all the Necro sets together, they're the worst, which is mad because it's got the best one. You know, so I mean that again, it's an interesting point because it means that the Necro sets aren't balanced. It means that probably the Witch Doctor sets and the Demon Hunter ones maybe are balanced. But again, we do get crazy people at the top. We get crazy Paragon. So let's repeat that exercise and do it for the bottom of the boards. So we're going to look at the bottom Necro clear, you know, and so forth. So the best class for all the Necroborg. I'm sorry, man. I'm recording a video. I'm sorry, buddy. We can't play. So if we look at the average at the bottom, then the best class is Wizard. So if we add up the bottom clear from Firebirds, from Veers, from DMO, from Tals, from Hydra, they average together to get 96. Now that might be just because we've got the most people playing Wizard at the moment. The second class, again, is Demon Hunter. We've got when we add all these boards up, you know, Marauder, Shadow, UE, Nats, so on and so forth, we get 85. So Wizard is streets ahead of basically the next class in second, which is Demon Hunter, by like 10, 11 tiers. In third, funnily enough, we get Monk. Again, this is a little surprising. You add up the bottom of all of these things, so Raymond, Samuku, Ulis, so on and so forth, that is 83, which is exactly the same as Crusader. So, you know, those two are obviously pretty close. And then we really start to drop now, because when we pick the Barb in 5th and we add up all of these sets, so Raycore, Might of the Earth, Wrath of the Waste, so on and so forth, we get 76, which is obviously not very good at all. Still not the worst. And in 6th we've got Necro. When we add up all the bottoms of all of these, because obviously so many of them are cruddy, and which one? Trags isn't even finished, as we said. We get 70. And then last place, and again this is probably would fit with the fact that there are not that many people playing Witch Doctor. You know, we get the Witch Doctor with 69 when we added all of these up. Now, Necro obviously has got way more players this season than Witch Doctor, so again that probably shows that the Necro sets, when combined, are a bit trash. Now, I think we can go deeper. I think we can do one more. We can do another layer. The spread here between the top set, which is the Gears of Dreadland, which is 136, and the worst performing set on the DH is 11, which is Marauder, 126. No, 124. Is that 14? My maths is shocking. That's 14, isn't it? Yeah, 14. That's still not too bad, but that is the tightest spread we've got out of all the sets, of 14 differential. Next is Wizard, which has got a 16 differential. So if we take Firebirds here, which is 144, and I think the bottom Wizard one was, what was it? Was it the Lords, or was it Talrash's? So we've got 144. Actually, it might be bigger, because I think it's Talrash at 128. So that is 16, isn't it? Yeah, 16 from Firebirds to Tals. So, you know, that's the second tightest spread. Next up, we've got the Witch Doctor. The book's desperate to play. We've got the Witch Doctor. So that is 138 on Zunies. And then when we drop it to, which one is it? Jade, isn't it? 128 again. Yeah, so that's the same. That's a 16 spread on Witch Doctor. Barb has got 19, which is not too bad. So that is the 139 on Whirlwind, all the way down to Raycore at 120. So that is a 19 spread. So again, we're starting to get a little bit out of hand here. 20 tiers almost between the worst set and the best set. And then it starts to go off a cliff. We've got Monk on 22, which is 139 on Patterns of Justice, Tempest Rush, down to 117 on Raymond, which is nuts. Sada's huge. Sada's 23 tiers between the top Shotgun Clear and which one was bottom? Was it Secret of the Light? I think it was Secret of the Light, wasn't it? 121 to 144. 23 tiers, man. That is a lot. But holy hell, look at this Necro. Look at this Necro spread. 147 on Masquerade of the Burning Carnival, and take that down to Trag's Avatar, 114. 33 tiers. That is so crazy. The difference between Bone Spear and Trag's is an absolute light years, which is crazy. It's crazy. So let's talk about the worst. We've got Trag's 114, nasty. It is not good. Raymond, nasty, 117. This is, you know, definitely needs some love. Raycore, third worst, which is 120. Yeah, 120 on Raycore, which is third worst. Inaris is about the same. And this was a lot more juice in Inaris as well. I mean, I haven't sat down and compared all the Paragons. That is a much deeper video. Maybe we'll make it if you've enjoyed this. Maybe we'll do it. But yeah, 120 on Necro for that. Necro again gets one of the worst with Pestilence. 120 is one of the lowest this season. And then we get finally again one of the cruddier things, which is Seeker of the Light with 121. So they are the 6 worst. There's a few more, you know, going on, but yeah, they're the worst. Now, looking at this overall, I think what we can say pretty much is shotgun is OP. This is too strong. It is too strong. I think that's demonstrated by the boards. I'm sorry to say Necromancer Bone Spear is too strong. 147 is not so. It probably needs scaling back. And people are so going to shout at me when I say this, but Firebirds also is too strong and needs pulling back. Now, what else does this tell us? It tells us that we've got two classes that are super boring, which is Monk, because 4 of these Monk builds, I've got the top skill, and it is Tempest Rush. So, we've got the Samwuku Tempest Rush, we've got Inna's Tempest Rush, we've got Patton's Tempest Rush, and we've got Lod's Tempest Rush. DH has got the exact same problem. I mean, at least DH has got different mechanisms of delivery a little bit, but we still have got Marauder's Hungering Arrow, we've got UE Hungering Arrow, we've got Natalia's Hungering Arrow, and we've got Gears of Dreadland's Hungering Arrow. I mean, it's lucky that we don't have Lod Hungering Arrow. I don't know if anyone's tried it. Are there any Lod Hungering Arrows down here? But yeah, basically Hungering Arrow and Tempest Rush are 2 skills that are way overperforming. We either need to buff the other skills for Monk and Demon Hunter, or we need to bring these skills back down to earth a little bit. Now, what would I do? What would you do if we could balance this? I'll go through the classes. I'll give you my just really quick hot takes on it. But by all means, in the comments, let me know what you would do. Bone Spear, obviously we would nerf this. I would completely rework Trags. I would love this to work more off Nova. I don't really like it coming off Lance, because Pestilence I think is fine on Lance. But any of the blood skills other than Corpse Lance would be cool. I mean, realistically, this needs to come up like, what, 20 tiers? We need probably Bone Spear to come down by like 5 or 10 tiers. It's pretty out there. Rathma probably needs a little bit more love. We need another 5 tiers on this, just a bit of a damage. I would like them to change the cooldown reduction actually on the Army of the Dead, put that back to how it worked beforehand. Would be nice. Inaris, again, it needs like another, what, 10 tiers, 10 or 15 maybe. It's pretty weak at the moment. I mean, Necro is the first class I would be changing, because the spread of 33 is wild, and it just seems like a disparity. Next class I would look to touch would be Crusader, because again the spread is just pretty huge. Shotgun, it needs coming down. Again, 5 tiers maybe 10. It is super strong. Invoker, I would like to see buffed up. It's going to be difficult to do that. They're going to have to be careful with it, because they don't want to make the Khan bomb too powerful. I think that's probably in a good spot. I like that. Roland probably needs 5 or 10 tiers on it. It's not strong enough. Secret of Light probably, again, it needs 5 or 10 tiers on it. Maybe 15 actually, because again, it's pretty weak source, isn't it? And Shotgun obviously needs nerfing, as we said. For the Monk Tempest Rush, we need some more skills. And Monk has got 2 skills, like 2 skills pretty much, apart from Generator Monk, which is so weak. We need more Monk skills. We need something other than Tempest Rush. We need something other than Wave of Light. I would like them to just simply take Tempest Rush off the Monkey King's Garb, so make Samwuku just a Wave of Light set. Inna's, again, I don't like the fact that it's going to be either Wave of Light or Tempest Rush, but I mean, all of them need a buff. Uliana needs a buff, that needs about 10 tiers on it. Poj, looking at it, probably needs to come down a little bit. Maybe only a couple of tiers. But yeah, this needs not to be a Tempest Rush fest. And Raymond, I mean, Jesus, again, this is like another 15 or 20 tier build. It needs so much work. It is absolutely nuts. For Barb, I don't think is too far away. Whirlwind probably could do with a nerf. I think it probably is overperforming a little bit. Raycore needs love. It needs like 10 or 15 tiers. Might of the Earth still probably needs another few tiers on it, maybe 3, maybe 5. IK needs a good 10 tiers on it. Maybe you could buff Hota, the skill, and that would also help out with the Lod one to get that up. And Savage, I think, probably needs another 3 or 4 tiers. And if we buff this, and we buffed some of the other bits and bobs, we could hopefully end up with a bit more balance in terms of meta. Now obviously this is all solo, we do have to be careful with groups, but yeah, I don't know. Witch Doctor, I think we obviously need Arakir buffing. It's the worst performing set. If they buffed Arakir, Witch Doctor's going to be, you know, is probably the shining light as to the balance. If we could get this up like 5 tiers, 10 tiers, it probably would be in a good spot. Zuni's maybe needs to come down a little bit. Helltooth probably needs to go up a little bit, but you're not miles away. And Jade again up again by like 5 tiers, 7 tiers. You're not far off having all of these balanced. Now, what I would say, if we're not going to pull Shotgun, Firebirds, Bone Spear back, if we're not looking to hit 135 as look the kind of average, Witch Doctor just needs across the board buffs. I think you can't leave the class as it is next season. But yeah, assuming we're taking everything back to 135, I would yeah, say that this is probably one of the easiest to fix, I think, is what I'm trying to get at. Wizard arguably is the least in need of any work. Firebirds is obviously OP. It does need coming down. Sorry, I know you will hate me for that. Veers, I think, would be really nice with another few tiers on it. But obviously it is doable to do the A tier stuff or the S tier stuff. DMO, I think, probably needs a buff. Maybe the way to do this, because it is all energy twister, and again, similar with the Barb, it would also bring the best LOD build up, but console people are going to shout at me because Twister is just OP as hell on console. Other than that, DMO maybe bring it up in general. Kalrasha, again, it needs probably another 5, 10 tiers, something like that. And Typhons, again, similar, it needs another 5 or 10 tiers on it. And then Wizard would probably be in an okay-ish spot. So they are pretty much my thoughts. And then we've got one last one, actually, Demon Hunter. I think God, this is probably a perfect place. This is, you know, it is still competitive. You know, if there weren't the other OP builds, this would be a really good push build. It's great for speeds, yada yada. But we need Hungering Arrow off the other sets. We can't have Hungering Arrow here. We can't have Hungering Arrow here and here. You know, Natalia's is supposed to work on Rain of Vengeance. We need, and Strafe, we need something doing with that. Yui, I would prefer if they buffed multi-shot, rather than it was just a Hungering Arrow. I mean, obviously we could get other generator builds. You know, Hungering Arrow is basically the problem, I think. Maybe if Boulders was buffed or some of the other skills, we could get a bit more variety. But yeah, it would be nice to have a bit more balance in DH. So Marauder obviously needs upping by like 10 tiers. I mean, like, it's going to be loads. If you take Hungering Arrow away, it's going to be loads of tiers. Shadow, probably 5 tiers again. It's recently been buffed, but it does need a bit more love. And we could end up in a situation where Savage, Shotgun, and Shadow, Savage, Shotgun could all potentially fight it out for RGK. 125 on Yui, again, it needs hella love. If you're going to take Hungering Arrow off, it probably needs like a good almost like 10 or 15 tiers on it. Natalia's, again, more tiers. And God, I think God is probably, this would be the benchmark, I think. 136 in a season-ish at the moment. And LOD Rapid Fire. Who cares? It sucks. Right, they are my thoughts on the leaderboards. I hope you find that interesting. I hope you found it useful. You know, these leaderboards, I think, have given us a good insight. I hope the devs take this information, look at it, and give us a bit of balance in the future. But yeah, 2.7 overall has been a great patch. The follow change has been absolutely pog. Please, Blizzard, turn on double bounties. And if you've made it to the end of this video, you are truly a trooper, truly a hero. Thumbs up to you. Yeah, awesome. Gonna get on with my day. How long has this been? 45 minutes, Jesus. Cool. I hope you're enjoying the season. If you are still indeed playing it, I'm playing a lot of Diablo Immortal. I'm still chipping away with the season. We've got an interesting extreme hardcore series. I've got a video planned for that soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Enjoy the rest of your day. I've been the Filthy Casual. Take it easy. Peace.